Hi everybody, this is Andrew, and I am here bringing you a KeyForge Age of Ascension Starter Set unboxing. So that means I am going to start with the box and then open up both decks inside as well as showing off the tokens. I've been playing KeyForge for a while, and I didn't get a starter set originally, partially because I ended up deciding I wasn't interested in having the two non-unique decks. But with the new starter set, it just has two unique decks and then the counters. So that's kind of a neat setup. And in this case, even though I already have tokens that I use for myself, I decided, hey, I'd like to have these available to, for when I'm teaching other people. They'll be nice to have. So I went ahead and did it. Oh, plus on pre-order, I got this for $20, which is basically what I would pay later on just to get the two decks inside of it at my local store. So, really a solid deal. Oh, please bear with me. My camera is a little higher than normal, so you get to see some cables that I usually have off screen when I do these videos. But, oh well, we're all in this together. All right, so let's get started. So this is the KeyForge Age of Ascension Starter Set. And, while I'm at it, I'll just show you when I do get around to opening the decks, we'll actually scan them in the app as well, and that should that way if that's something that you care about, you can know how to do that too. So let's see. All right. Packaging is a little loose here, not the really tight plastic seal that I see sometimes. Actually feels like nice plastic, or nice cardboard rather. I guess I should show off both sides of the box. It's really, KeyForge fans will appreciate me making fun of FFG in there. Netrunner fans rather will appreciate me making fun of FFG in there, sometimes too large boxes. What do we have here? Okay, to start off, we have this starter rule set. So that's cool. No errata or FAQ in here, but a solid intro to how to play the game. So if you just buy this box and you don't have internet access or whatever, you can still know what to do. Here are our tokens. We have, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Cardboard chain trackers. Yeah, I like that. They're double-sided, so that's, well, I guess that doesn't really matter. But I like the cardboard feel. I'll probably still use my promo card ones because I just really like having the cool art on them. But for clarity's sake and for teaching, I mean, these are pretty nice. And yeah, again, cardboard. So that's cool. Here we have +1 tokens. I like that they're clearly distinguishable from the damage. That's really nice. It looks like only +1s. They don't have any +3s or +5s or anything like that. And then these, I guess, are the stun tokens. So stick those back there. We'll get the rest later. Then we have keys here, and I think these are actually a little smaller than the ones from the original starter. That's interesting. That's really interesting. And we'll put those up here. Damage, we have 1s, 3s, and 5s, and I will just say, from having played for a little while now with some multiples, having multiples really does make a difference. It really is nice. It's kind of funny. They have an odd number of the 5s, so if you're planning on getting this and then splitting up the counters between two people, that's going to put you in kind of a weird situation. But it's okay. The little chain tracker ring, I'll probably actually use that because I don't have a better version of that in my own setup. And then of course aember. So yeah, and I like, again, I like having custom tokens and using them for stuff, but these are really nice. I'm really looking forward to using the keys when I'm teaching people. I have my own nice keys, but these are nice too, and having that second set will be nice. And I wouldn't want to carry around, like, even if I got another set of the big metal promo ones, I wouldn't necessarily want to carry those around all the time. So the cardboard one will be really nice for that. Then we have these learn to play playmats. I'm not going to fully open it up, but I'll just show. It has a layout. This is where you put stuff. Stim Rager on the blue one. Who is this? Oh man, yeah, his name's not coming to my mind on the red one. Anyway, just saw his name. So no, those aren't really nice playmats. They're paper, but they're not. I mean, that's not bad, and for learning, that's fantastic. And then probably if you are playing a lot, you're going to want something that has a better feel on your fingers for pulling cards up and stuff. But these are great for starting, so I have no problem with that. Yeah, and then it comes with 2 unique decks. So the first starter set came with 2 unique decks, but also 2 non-unique decks, and the non-unique decks were not tournament legal. They had like different versions of some of the cards. They were really just designed for teaching the basics of the game, but then after that they were kind of useless, and so I think that's some of us forewent purchasing that for that reason. But this one just comes with these, so and these are tournament legal. They're really unique. You get something fantastic or something horrible, and if you get this and this is all you ever get, there's no reason why you can't still play these, even if one is much better than the other, because using the chain system you can balance them out. So it's there's that built-in balancing mechanism. Now the newer boxes, do I have one there to show you? I don't. My kids were just opening up decks earlier that we got out of a deck display, and they have the newer box that has this little tab here and it can refold up. Apparently these ones in the starter don't work that way. I don't know. They mentioned in a video recently that like not all the boxes were going to have those tabs, and I don't know exactly what the how to guess what will or won't. Anyway, these ones don't. That's fine. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and scan this. Well, I guess I'll scan it at the end. Okay. So cool. So this is my first Age of Ascension deck that I've opened. I'm pretty excited about it. And let me actually move the camera down a little lower here as I'm doing this. Sorry for all the shake and bake. Yeah, and this is Bar Eye, the God Queen of Hope. That's kind of fun. Oh, and this does have the red pull tab. That's so funny. The decks I was opening with my daughters earlier, they did not have the red string thingy, which doesn't seem to be working in this case anyway. But they did not have that, and I just muffled that a little bit more. But anyway, as long as you get a working deck, as long as I get a working deck, I'm happy. That's kind of a cool. I think that might be a new shape too that I haven't seen before. It looks almost like the Rod of Asclepius. All right, so we have Mars, Sanctum, and Brobnar. One of my daughters got Brobnar, but neither of them got Mars or Sanctum, so cool. This will be fun stuff. All right, so Mars, Sanctum, Brobnar, Barai, the God Queen of Hope, and let's see what we got. Oh, and it's worth noting the sorting when you open these is a little different now, and on the deck list as well. It goes common, uncommon, rare. It used to go actions, think, artifacts, creatures, upgrades, but now it goes commons, uncommons, rares. So anyway, just something to know. So 1/2 punch gains you an aember. It stuns a creature, but if the creature is already stunned, you destroy it instead. That's pretty cool. Giants can count past 2, but why bother? Bingle Bang Bang is a 2-power creature, a goblin, and before it fights, it deals 5 damage to each neighbor of the creature it's fighting. That's pretty cool. I mean, that means you're going to be dealing probably 12 damage. If you fight something with elusive, that has elusive, then you're going to just do the 5 damage to the neighbors, because this is before the fight, so elusive wouldn't affect that damage. And because it's before fight, the damage will happen even though, if you fight something that's not elusive, chances are Bingo Bang Bang is going to die. But it's, you still get that damage on the sides, so it's pretty good. 2 of them. All right, and then we have a Bramo. Bramo is a 4-power giant knight. Interesting, with Sanctum in here. We might see something knight related. We'll find out. It's 4 power, has 1 armor, and deals 2 damage to each enemy flank creature when it's played. So that's kind of cool. Coward's End, when it is played, it's an action that destroys each undamaged creature and gains you 3 chains. I don't love it. Sometimes it's the right move. Okay, First Blood is an action. It has alpha, so this is my first alpha card. This is actually one of the first alpha cards that they showed to explain the mechanic. So, First Blood is alpha. It gains you an aember when you play it, and when you play it, you deal 2 damage for each friendly Brobnar creature, and you can divide that damage among any number of creatures. That's interesting. I mean, you could, if they have some damaged creatures, finish them off with First Blood, and then, or even like smatter damage across your creatures, and then use the Coward's End to finish off their creatures. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities there. Ooh, cool. Gauntlet of Command. It's an artifact that allows you to ready and fight with a friendly creature. Never sad to have that on the board. Blood of Titans is an upgrade that gives a creature +5 power and gains you a bonus aember when it's played. Kolf the Quiet is 6 power with elusive, and that's it. That's Kolf. Yep. Ooh, Sound the Horns. It's an action. When you play it, you gain an aember, and then start discarding cards from the top of your deck. You stop when you discard a Brobnar creature or when you run out of cards. Common mistake, people hit like a Brobnar action or something and they'll go, oh, I can take this in my hand. No, it's a creature, or until you run out of cards. So if your deck runs out, you just stop there. And if you did discard a Brobnar creature this way, it goes into your hand. Pile of Skulls. Oh, this is my first time getting this one in a deck. It's an artifact that each time an enemy creature is destroyed during your turn, a friendly creature captures 1. So that's pretty cool, and I feel like, with the Bingo Bang Bangs, I know there's a good chance of having this trigger a bit. And Kolf is a good target for capturing stuff onto, so good potentials there. War Grumpus is rare, 3 power, and when it fights or reaps, you ready and fight with a neighboring giant. Giants that I have so far, Bramo and Kolf, I think is all. So it definitely would like to be next to one of those. Yeah, and that's it for Brobnar. Let's go into Mars. We have Carpet Flotsam. Carpet Flotsam gains you an aember. It's an action, gains you an aember, and if there are no friendly creatures in play, none at all, deal 4 damage to each creature. So you have a good chance of wiping the enemy board that way. So between that and Coward's End, two board wipes. Collector Worm. Cool. This is 2 power and 5 armor, and when it fights, you archive the creature it fights. And same as normal, if that creature leaves your archives, it goes in its owner's hand instead of yours or anywhere else that it might go. Yeah, so 2 power, it's probably not going to be killing anything, which is good, because then the ability wouldn't trigger. But because it has 5 armor, it probably can fight and not die. So that's neat. A Glixel Proliferator, 3 power, Martian Soldier, and when it reaps, if it's on a flank, you archive a Mars card from your discard pile. That has a lot of potential for coolness. Mars First. Gain an Amber, ready, and use a friendly Mars creature. Not bad. Really similar to like Squawker. We have Mother Gun, which is an artifact that when you use it, you reveal any number of Mars cards from your hand, deal damage to a creature equal to the number of Mars cards revealed this way. You know, the Proliferator, if you use that the turn before, then you're likely to have, you can at least, well, you can have one more in your hand that you'll get to count toward that. Tixel Beambuckler. This is a Martian Soldier, 4 power, 1 armor, and when you play it, you deal 2 damage to a creature and move it to either flank of its controller's battle line. So good, nice ability to manipulate your opponent's battle line there. That's pretty cool. Ixil's Dominator. This one's not new. 9 power, 1 armor, taunt, and it enters play stunned. So a good way to protect some of your other creatures, like the Proliferator, like Kolth, etc. Zizix Shockworm, 3 power with 1 armor, and after an enemy creature reaps, stun it. That seems so powerful to me, and this is just such a good way to slow down a rush deck, an opponent's rush deck. It's 3 power, 1 armor, so it has some survivability there, and you stick it next to a Dominator, you throw a Blood of Titans on it, etc., and man, you can do some interesting stuff. 2 of them. Cool. Mothership Support is an action that gains you an Amber when you play it, and then for each friendly Mars creature, deal 2 damage to a creature, different creature each time you can choose. Not new, but pretty cool. So much stuff with the armor in here. I feel like there's a good chance of stuff staying on the board. In the last set, I feel like it was really hard to get Mars stuff to stick, but I feel like this stuff has a much better chance. Red Planet Ray Gun, also not new. It's an upgrade that gains you an Amber when you play it and gives the creature it attaches to reap. Choose a creature, deal 1 damage to that creature for each Mars creature in play. Great, and there's several targets that I want to put it on here that want to reap and probably don't want to fight, so good stuff. Oh, cool. Okay, Total Recall. Total Recall is 1 Amber, and when you play it, for each friendly creature, gain 1 Amber, and then you return, for each friendly ready creature, gain an Amber, and then you return each friendly creature to your hand. That's cool. That's exciting. That's just a lot of Amber burst. And there's, you know, other than if I've been capturing stuff with the Iron Obelisk, I don't think there's really anything in here that I feel bad about returning to my hand. So I think that's pretty good. All right, Abond the Armor Smith. He's 3 power. So we're into Sanctum territory now, by the way. Abond the Armor Smith is 3 power. He gives other friendly creatures +1 armor. Wow, that means some of these Mars creatures are just gonna have a lot of armor. And he can exhaust to give other friendly creatures an additional armor. So 2 total for the rest of the turn. Or, you know, you can reap or fight with him too. Albaid the Grim. He has like some Dees thing in there. It looks like maybe a shard. Albaid the Grim is 4 power, 1 armor. When you play it, you capture 3 Amber, and when he reaps, you discard 1 from him. That's so cool because, you know, it's like as long as he can stay on the board a little while, you're actually making them lose that stuff. And wow, with Iron Obelisk, there's a chance if he stays on the board long enough, he could do this with more than just the initial 3. So that's cool. Oh man, I was really kind of actually hoping for another one of him. That would have been fun. Blinding Light gains you an Amber when you play it, and then you choose a house, stun each creature of that house. That's yours and your opponent's. Yours don't get out of it. This is a returning card. This one's new. Bordan the Redeemed. It's a 3 power elusive, and it can exhaust to capture 2. Nice. That's pretty cool. Potentially. You don't want to build up a ton on him because he's going to end up dead, probably. But a golden aura is an action that lets you choose a creature, you fully heal it, and then for the remainder of the turn, it's considered to be in House Sanctum, and it can't be dealt damage. So, use this on something like a Bingo Bang Bang, or maybe the Dominator, and you can get some cool stuff going there. Cool effect. Protect the weak, gain an amber. That the creature you put it on gets +1 armor and taunt. There's another way to protect some of your stuff that you're putting, that you're capturing stuff on, or that has strong effects. Yeah, wow, this is to me, this feels like a really strong board control deck. But it in that board control, it has some stuff that even makes it so your opponent's actions aren't going to be that effective. I mean, there's always things like Gateway to Dis that just blow everything up, but. Okay, Shield of Justice. For the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature cannot be dealt damage, and it gains you an amber. So this is a nice, nice with the Iron Obelisk. You can just go blow everything up, and your creatures don't get hurt, and you get to capture a lot. Take Hostages. If you get these together, that's really fantastic. Take Hostages gains you an amber, and for the remainder of the turn, each time a friendly creature fights, it captures 1. If you have the Iron Obelisk out too, and you're destroying stuff, that means you're capturing 2. The Grey Rider. Oh, this is fun, because this one, if this one's out, and you have Take Hostages and Shield of Justice, and you have this, you probably want this next to some non-Sanctum stuff, because Grey Rider, when he is played, and also when he fights or reaps, you can ready and fight with a neighboring creature. And this seems pretty obviously a Gandalf reference. I think. But yeah, I mean, holy cow, would I love to have this next to my Dominator, or next to the Shockworm. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, or the Collector Worm rather. Yeah, I would love to have this right in between the Dominator and the Collector Worm. Ooh, and Deploy lets you do that. So yeah, it's just fantastic. That's really good. I'm excited about that. Okay. Oh, Epic Quest. Yeah, this is my first Epic Quest deck. So Epic Quest is returning from Call the Archons, but it's an artifact that when you play it, it archives each friendly night creature in play. And then it has an Omni effect. If you have played 7 or more Sanctum cards this turn, sacrifice Epic Quest and forge a key at no cost. So what knights do I have? I don't think I have a lot, actually. That's the weird part here, because he's a thief. Albade. Okay, I have Albade, and then I know... Bramo's a knight, right? So, oh man, uh-oh. Well, let's see what we get here. Uh-oh. For this to be good, I think I need 3 out of 3 knights here, but we'll see. Uh-oh. Oath of Poverty. Well, you know what? That's okay. Okay. Oath of Poverty. Gain an amber. When you play it, you destroy each of your artifacts. You gain 2 amber for each artifact destroyed this way. So, what do we have so far? Epic Quest. We have the one over here, Mother Gun, right? Yeah. Did we have any? I don't think we... Oh, no, we have the Pile of Skulls, which I don't mind killing that. The Gauntlet of Command, I'd be sad to see go, but I don't mind, for Oath of Poverty, it's up to 9 amber when playing that, so that'd be pretty cool. 2 of them. Okay, 2 Oath of Poverty. That's fun. I have another deck with 2 Oath of Poverty, and I feel like this is a better situation, actually. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty okay. That's interesting. So the Epic Quest, I mean, I only have 2 knights, and one of them's not even Sanctum, so I feel like this is not a great... The likelihood of me pulling off the Omni effect on this Epic Quest is really unlikely, because you have to have played 7 or more Sanctum cards. And that leaves 11, right outside of the Epic Quest, and it only archives 1 from the board, so it just doesn't seem likely. But being able to Oath of Poverty it and gain 2 amber that way makes it fine, and there's a potential chance that, archiving Bramo is not bad, because he's going to come out and do 2 damage again when he's played to the things on the end, and archiving Albade's not bad, because he's going to get played and capture 3 again, so I feel like it's fine, and with the Oath of Poverties, it's actually has quite a bit of promise. So okay, so now let's look at how to scan. What you want is the KeyForge app on like iOS, for example. I think it might be on. I think it's on Android as well. But anyway, you want the KeyForge app, and then from in the KeyForge app, once you've signed in, there's you can go to Add Deck, and then there's on your deck list, there will be this QR code, and you just need to scan that. Boom. Nice. You'll get an Amber Shard. You can look it up. You can go to the deck page and see, see the card list, reference the cards. It's pretty cool. So that's that. I'll do that with the second deck as well, but I won't bother showing that. So yeah, let's see the other deck we got here. Where did it go? All right. So usually I do one of these per video, but because these came together, I'm just doing them both. I feel like that was a pretty solid pull. I'm not sad about that one. Oh, cool. Okay, so one same house, and that's like I think Brad talks about this. That with 7 houses, the likelihood that you're gonna share one house is like 60-something%. So in most games, you're gonna share at least one house, and yeah, that's pretty good for a starter box. I don't think this is guaranteed by any means, but to share one house and not both, and not all 3, pretty cool. So this is this one's going to be Untamed Mars Shadows, and it's Acosta of Maxox Creek. And again, if you get one of these ones with the red strip, you should be able to. That's the way it's supposed to be. You pull it like that, and it opens nice and easy. All right. So get these tokens in the picture too. All right. Costa of Maxox Creek. Let's get into it. Starting with Mars, we have Agent Human. That's a new one. 2 power Martian agent. It has elusive, and the first time it's attacked each... Well, that's elusive, right? The first time it's attacked each turn, no damage is dealt. And when it reaps, you choose a friendly non-Mars creature and an enemy non-Mars creature, and you stun them. So that it's good because you get to choose which ones. It's a bummer that it stuns your own. If you have no non-Mars creatures, then you don't have to stun anything. 2 of them. Okay, cool. Carpet Flotsam, we saw this in the last one. Collector Worm, we also saw. And the Glixie Proliferator. Mars First, we saw. Yep. Mars needs Amber. So this is another new one. It's an action. You gain an Amber, and then each damaged enemy non-Mars creature captures 1 from their own side. Ooh. I mean, this can be pretty crazy. I think it's so crazy that this is a common. The slow. This effect. The enemy creature captures 1 from its own side. This is like a slow steal, right? Because it captures 1 from its own side. When you kill the creature, the rule is that the Amber on the creature goes to the opponent. So, if your opponent has 4 damaged creatures, which maybe they have big creatures and you just use Carpet Flotsam, right? You just stole 4 from them, right? It's just slow because you don't get the 4 right away. You're going to have to kill the creatures eventually, but yikes. Mind Warper does a similar effect. He just does it as an action, and this is a returning card from Call of the Archons. 2 power, elusive, and when it exhausts, you choose an enemy creature and it captures 1 from its own side. Mother Gun, another returning card, and we saw it in the last deck as well. Destroy them all. This is a new one. Action, destroy an artifact, a creature, and an upgrade. That means if you can do for each of those, if you can do it, you have to do it. But potentially very, very good. Okay, Nizek Resonator. This is another new one. 2 power, 1 armor. And for each neighbor it has, your opponent's keys cost +2. So potentially +4 total cost. That's crazy. Yeah, that's strong. Zorg. This is a returning card, and it's a good one. I'm excited to see it. 7 power. It enters play stunned, and before it fights, you stun the creature that it fights and each of that creature's neighbors. That's pretty cool. All right, now we're into Shadows territory. We got Bad Penny. She is returning from the previous set. 1 power, and when she's destroyed, she comes back to your hand. Got 2 of them. I don't love Bad Penny. We'll see what else we get. There might be some good stuff in here, but it just depends on what you get. Miasma. Gain an Amber, and your opponent skips the Forge a Key step on their next turn. Did I say that's returning from Call of the Archons. Throwing Stars. This one's pretty cool. When you play it, you deal 1 damage each to up to 3 creatures, and then you gain an Amber for each creature destroyed that way. So that's potentially a good use of the Bad Pennies. Just throw them out there, use the Throwing Stars, and then you can discard them if you want. That's pretty good. Yancy Yang is 5 power and can exhaust to steal 1. It's a new card in this set. We got 2 of them. That's cool. 3. Ooh, wow. We have a real gang of Yanceys here. Nice. Okay, we have Hideaway Hole. This is an artifact. It gains you an Amber when you play it, and it has Omni. You sacrifice it, and creatures you control gain elusive until the start of your next turn. So that means, if you just drop these out on the board and you're like, I think my opponent's going to kill them, you can give them elusive until the start of your next turn. That's pretty cool. Oh, we have 2 of those. Nice. That has potential. Nightforge is a new key cheating card in Shadows. Gains you an Amber when you play it, and if you have not forged a key this turn, you may forge a key at +4 current cost. It's nice because it's never bad to play this, right? You're going to gain the Amber. If you have forged a key, then this just doesn't do anything. If you don't have enough Amber, this just doesn't do anything. But otherwise, you can forge at +4 current cost, which sometimes is a really good idea, especially if you just stole or something. Skeleton Key. It's an artifact that exhausts to let a friendly creature capture an Amber, returning from Call of the Archons. And then, Bullet Eye, also returning from Call of the Archons. Bullet Eye is 2 power with elusive, and when she reaps, you destroy a flank creature. It's funny, if she's the only creature on the board, she has to destroy herself, because she'll, in that case, be a flank creature. But ideally, your opponent has like a creature out, and you get to kill it with Bullet Eye. So yeah, seems pretty good. Yeah, not stoked about the Bad Pennies, but again, okay with the Throwing Stars, and even maybe to give Bullet Eye some fodder in certain situations. Okay, on to Untamed. Fang House, 3 power, Assault 3, and Hazardous 3. So the Assault 3 means before Fang House attacks, it does 3 damage. That is not affected by elusive, so this is a good way to get rid of 1 to 3 power elusive creatures really easily. And Fang House also has Hazardous 3, which means it deals 3 damage to its attacker before the fight when it's attacked. So if anything with 3 or less power attacks Fang House, it's going to just die without even dealing damage. And if a 6 power attacks Fang House, it's going to die because it'll take the 3 from the Hazardous and then the 3 from actually the fight. So pretty good. Full Moon, good if we have a lot more creatures. 2 Full Moons, okay. A Key Charge, 2 key cheating cards in here. Key Charge, like Full Moon, returning from the last set. Key Charge, when you play it, you lose an Amber, and if you do, you may forge a key at current cost. And of course, by default, the current cost is 6, so by default, this will forge you a key for 7, which is even better than the Nightforge. Persistence Hunting gains you an Amber, and when you play it, you choose a house, and you exhaust each enemy creature of the chosen house. Similar to Blinding Light, Blinding Light stuns all creatures of a given house, yours and your opponent's. This just does your opponent's, but it's an exhaust, not a stun. So, but I think, exhausting a bunch of creatures is still pretty good. Song of Spring, gains you an aember. You shuffle any number of friendly untamed creatures from your hand, discard pile, or battle line back into your deck. Any number means you pick how many. So far, we've only seen the one creature. So again, with the full moon and the Song of Spring, we're really hoping we get some more creatures here. So fingers crossed. And here we go. Aember Spinemonger. Ooh, this is a good one. I'm excited to see this. 3 power, has Hazardous 3. And after your opponent uses a creature to reap, you gain 1. So your opponent's reaping helps you as much as it helps them. That's pretty cool. And the Hazardous makes it annoying for your opponent to deal with. And did we? I'm trying to think if we had any ways to protect this that I saw so far. And well, the Hideaway Hole might be a good way to protect it if you can keep those going. Otherwise, we really don't have a lot of ways to protect it yet. So this thing might be in some danger, but that's okay. Mimicry. This is my first Mimicry, actually. Mimicry is returning from Call of the Archons, and when you play it, you treat it as a copy of an action card in your opponent's discard pile. It's really powerful. It's just so flexible because you get to choose what it is. So it's whatever in their discard pile is best for the moment. That's what this is. Nature's Call gains you an aember and returns up to 3 creatures to their owner's hands. That's really good with the full moon. I mean, you can imagine a turn where you have 3 untamed creatures on the board at the start of your turn. You play a couple full moons, and then Nature's Call, they return to your hand, and you get to play them out again. That's pretty good. Way of the Porcupine gains an aember, gives a creature Hazardous 3. If you put this on, for example, the Aember Spinemonger, it's then effectively Hazardous 6. So that means anything attacking it is going to get dealt 6 damage before the attack, which makes it very difficult to kill. You could put it on something like a Bullet Eye with Elusive. That makes it really crazy. Put it on one of these guys that steals. Put it on maybe the Zorg, would probably like the Nizek Resonator would be a good target for it. Maybe the Mind Warper, the Proliferator. All decent targets for it. So a lot of good things you could probably put that on. We have 2 of them. Cool. Okay, so yeah. Wow, that's like maybe the most hazardous I've seen in a deck so far. Mighty Tiger, returning from Call the Archons, is 4 power, and when you play it, you deal 4 damage to an enemy creature. So it sort of like gets a quick attack and right off the bat. Also one of my favorite playmats. So this is interesting. I feel like this has some decent board control, especially because of the hazardous stuff. A lot of good aember control. That's really solid. And then that stun. This is interesting. I'm really interested to see how this plays out. And then again, we can go ahead and scan that in. When we add it to the deck, or when we add it to the app, boom, we can look at its page, see the cards, etc. And you need to do that if you want to play at chain-bound events or any sort of competitive events. You'll need to do that. So all in all, I mean, for $20, I think the starter set is a great value. At $25, it's still a pretty good deal. You're essentially paying $5 for the tokens if you compare with the MSRP of the decks. So a really good deal. I like the slightly smaller keys. And I'm really excited to play some with these decks. So thanks for watching. I hope you're as excited to play as I am, and that if you don't have a set, grab one. If you don't have any decks, grab one of these starter sets, find a friend, and rope them into it, and I can pretty much promise you'll have a fun time. So get out there and forge some keys. Thanks for watching.